Okay.
Now it's live.
So do you see it on YouTube?
I have to go back and look.
Oh, yes, it is. It's up. Cool. All right, let me turn the volume down. Anyhow, what the hell, man? What's going on?
Same old.
Yeah. I've been seeing everybody is doing like top 10 videos. I bought this was my top 10 this or my top 10 that of 2023.
Yeah,
Top 10.
I should have done one, but I haven't.
I'm thinking of doing one. You got to include like 10 things that we shouldn't have bought, or we thought were going to be cool and turned out to be a turd.
Well, usually a lot of YouTubers do that too.
Yeah. Just got to follow suit.
Now, if you look up by where it says live at the top of your screen,
It's got a counter on it. Yeah, it's got an eyeball.
and it should have a number next to it. That's how many people are watching.
It's probably just me.
Okay, if it says one, it's just you then.
Or you think there's somebody? Right.
No, if you're on YouTube with it, it's just you.
Hmm. I don't know that anybody would know I'm on, right?
Well, it matters how many people have notifications set for anything that you do.
Where do you set that?
No, they have to set subscribers and shit.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if somebody's
They'll
on that's
still show up
subscribed to
online.
you.
They'll show up online, but
So if I hang on here long enough,
most likely somebody pops in.
Right. Now we got two. Hey, it's some nicer.
What's that?
What's happening, brother? What are you up to? I got my first viewer.
I see that.
Oh man. Where are you out of?
David,
Yeah.
I'm going up to bed. That basket that's on the couch, you might want to take it upstairs because it's got the
Ooh,
net.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Maybe washed all that clothes today, so.
All right. What'd you just touch?
Hmm?
I'm talking to my mom. You got the volume on your YouTube, don't you?
On mine or you on?
No, on your YouTube. You didn't fucking mute it, did you?
Now it's muted.
Yeah, as I say, I hear feedback a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we're negative. We're about -1 right now outside.
Damn.
Not Turner's -1. -1 Fahrenheit.
Turner's -1 is what? -30. -32.
Yeah.
Liza, you want to come on? How do I post a link down there in the chat?
Same way when you invite people, just don't go to your mail. And then you copy the link and then paste it.
So I'd open up YouTube on the phone.
Not YouTube. Do it right on StreamYard. Like you're gonna send somebody an invite.
Yeah.
Scroll over it, copy it, and then paste it below.
Where do I comment?
What's that?
Oh, you don't have a camera. Don't do it on your phone?
No, where you seen the comments at?
Okay, I see the comments. I went to comments. There's comments, banners, and brand. But where do I type in a comment?
At the bottom of the screen where it should say post a comment.
I guess not on the app. Or not on oh, post comment. There we go. Paste. There you go. There you go, brother. If you want to come on, get on your phone.
Yeah, just like that.
Hey, you learn something new every day. Sweet. Now, how do you get like Fluffy where people start throwing money at you?
You get popular
Well,
and monetize.
oh, you got to be monetized?
Yep.
I think I've got some milestones to break before I can get there. That's all right, though. All right, cool. Yeah, man, I got a set of these really nice black adjustables off the Mack truck. The heads are nice and tight. They feel good in your hand. I haven't seen a set of adjustables that I really liked in a long time.
I know Snap-ons are nice. I just don't own them.
I've seen the Snap-ons. They're real shiny. Some of them have like rubber inlay in the grip.
Yeah. Everybody says they work well, but I don't own them.
There's not that many places on a car where you need one. For me, I mean, you do a lot of hydraulic hoses and stuff like that.
Yeah, you need 1,000 subscribers and I think 4,000 watch hours to get monetized. So you're 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours to get monetized, 1,000 subscribers. Or
they have a light version. They dropped it to 500.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Or you can get 10 million views on a short. 10 million views. 10 million views on shorts within 30 days. You can also get monetized.
How the hell do you do that?
Do a lot of shorts and hope for a whole bunch of them to hit big. I got one that got way over 1 million views, but not 10 million.
Not 10 million, no.
No, but I'm saying that they're combined views in 30 days between all the shorts. So if you threw up 40 shorts and 5 or 6 of them each got fucking 1 million views, and then you had 500,000 views on another 10 or so, you could hit your 10 million count.
That's how Fluffy did it. He was throwing up like 10 shorts a day, huh?
Well, that's why he has a lot of subscribers but his regular videos don't get many views because he built it off of shorts.
Oh, you don't have to come on, brother. You're welcome to if you want to. That's okay.
Eating pasta, eh?
Yeah, my brother was cooking tonight. He's got the good sausage too. And for some reason, I don't have a cat trying to steal my dinner right now, so I'm happy about that. Oh, looks like we got somebody else peeking in. James Farmer. Hey, James, how are you? And thank you for that. There's a link in the comments if you want to come on. Feel free. This is our first live stream. So the boss wants me to get a bi-directional scan tool, but an inexpensive one.
Why is that?
I don't know, because I'm wondering, where do you plug in? I know some of the machines we have do have a diagnostic plug, but a lot of the times it looks like a medium duty truck plug. But the 6.2 Fords and the PSI 4.3s and 5.7s, I think they actually have some type of a data plug on them. Oh, I know they do. You can get in there and scan them.
When it comes to a scan tool for one of those things, for the equipment you're working on, you'd have to talk to somebody in the business and find out what would be a good one to buy.
Well, some of them, I guess, are using OBD2. The PSIs use a GM Delphi computer.
Yeah, but you still need software to access everything if you want bi-directional control.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm thinking he wants it for the trucks. Force regeneration and stuff.
Well, for the trucks, that's a whole different story.
That's what I'm thinking. I remember way back, I got on a live stream, or was commenting on a live stream. Chad was on there and a couple other guys, a couple of big guys back east. And they were talking about medium duty truck stuff, and they suggested I get that Blue Point Pocket IQ. So I got one of those, and it worked okay for like the Isuzu NPRs. I could get codes out of the internationals and the Freightliners, and I could force regen when everything was okay, but it was limited as to what it would do. Very limited two-way. It wouldn't let me go in and really run many tests. I've still got that thing. I think it's floating around in the back of my car. But really, the only thing it was ever good for was force regen.
Looks like Turner ain't gonna pop on.
Good evening, Tim. How are you? Where is that damn Turner when you need him? Well, what do you guys think in the comments there? Some of the best things you bought in 2023. What you guys do to upgrade your arsenal? Don't have to be 10 things, maybe 2 or 3 things that you bought that you're happy you bought, and 2 or 3 things that you're really not happy you bought or you could have done without. I remember we had all that hype on the Capri ratchets. Everybody had to have the Comfort Grip Capri ratchets. I'm looking back on that now. I threw them in the service truck the other day just so I'd have something decent to use. I opened up my ratchet drawer, and they ain't no different than the other 17 ratchets in that drawer. Just a 90-tooth ratchet. But then I got one from Cornwell. I think it's a 72-tooth flex head. I don't know what it is about that thing, but it's the perfect length. I love that ratchet. That one I was happy with. Happy with my 262-piece
So what do you
DeWalt.
ask the icon said about? That's what I want to know.
Ah.
Because I know the icons. Icons overrated socket set.
Absolutely. No.
The Quins are better.
Um,
Everything coming out in Quinn is better than the icon in overall quality.
I agree 100%. Now, Tim commented on my shorts I just put out. Did you see them? About all the chrome peeling off the sockets?
Yeah, I saw it.
At 15/16, it turned into a razor blade. Yeah, you know, they're ratchets. If you get the Comfort Grip, the handle's too small or too hard. There's just something I don't like about it. There's too much back drag. The ratchets just don't feel good in your hand. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not a bad ratchet. And they're strong as all get out, but it's like my first Tecton ratchets, the all chrome ones before they had a rubber grip on them. Something about that handle, either it's too skinny or there's no knurling or the divots in the wrong place. They just don't feel good in your hand. And when they don't feel good, you don't use them. They just sit there. Yeah, for $38, it's pretty good.
What's
Hey,
that?
Sir Debo.
What's that? For $38, it's pretty good.
Icon ratchet.
I thought they're more than that.
Well, they used to be $38. Maybe they went up.
I think they're more like $50 now.
Oh, fuck that. When I bought mine, they were like $38.
Icon ratchet. It's the first deck giveaway. It's not what it all is made out to be. In the packaging, they give you that little lint-free cloth to polish and shine it up.
Yeah, your sunglass swipe.
Yeah, to make you feel like you bought something so special.
Yeah.
I mean, even Neat Pros doesn't do that. They just give it to you in a box that looks like jewelry.
That's what my short says. It's like jewelry for men. Sergio, there's a link up there in the comments. You want to jump on? We're just bullshitting.
Icon ratchet grip to me is very similar to Mako. Everybody has their own preference. The grip's in between a Mako and a Snap-on. It's close to a Mac Access.
What's the one I didn't like? Not the Mac Access, the Craftsman V series.
Well, that's a piece of shit.
The little tiny grip.
Yeah, it's got this real short freaking comfort grip on it. It's made for little kids' hand.
Yeah, well, little Chinese people that made it, you know, sweatshop labor. I don't think they do either, Sergio, but I still like them. I like the Milwaukee ratchet. Yes, M. Lizer. Now, if I'd have bought those same V-Series ratchets in a straight chrome handle, I probably wouldn't hate them so much. But they were damn expensive for a ratchet you can't service.
Don't they have a lot of back drag too?
Oh, yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's like stirring borax into a cup of coffee. It's bad. Real bad.
I'll be glad when it starts to warm up around here. But maybe it won't. Maybe we'll get hit with another storm. I like the Mac ratchets, Sergio. I don't own many of them because I already got so many other ratchets. I don't buy ratchets, so I say, look at all my ratchets. I buy what I need, what I'm going to use. And I started with Snap-on, and that's basically what most of mine are. I do have some others, but my main collection of ratchets are Snap-on. But I do like the Mac Access. It seems like it's got a nice feel to it. It seems pretty smooth. I think the back drag is a touch heavier than the Snap-on.
Yes, it is. I played with them yesterday, and I just can't bring myself to buy one. I mean, I'll have to buy one ratchet from Mac just so I can say I have one, right?
Well, I have Mac ratchets. They're just old. My Mac ratchets are at home. Like actually, I was using this earlier today. Here's a Mac ratchet right here. It's the Mac Spinflex. This baby's old. It handle pushes in and it'll spin on you. So you can treat it like a kind of a speed wrench.
Oh, hell yeah.
You pull out on it, it locks in place. But this is old. It may look new. It is new. But the design is old.
Gotcha.
The handle got real beat up. I forgot what the hell happened to it. My Mac dealer warrantied it and gave me a whole new one. But this is like, you'll hear it. Not so smooth.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a 36 tooth or 42 tooth. It's an old guy. But and it's a flex. It's got the detent balls in it. So you're not going to get a floppy head.
That's my favorite. I like that even better than the locking.
Or you can go with your old-fashioned original Snap-ons. This is my first ratchet I ever bought.
So you got, is it a 3-tooth?
I think 36.
Prior to the Confederacy there.
It actually is so wore out that the handle's starting to come off of the freaking thing on its own.
Oh, no.
It still works, just the head is sloppy as shit.
I haven't put a kid in
That's
it.
the first ratchet I bought when I first got in the business. The first snap-on ratchet I bought.
Mine was an FL80.
That's what this is. So tell me, 36 tooth? I should know.
No, it was an 8. It's a dual 80.
This one's an F835.
I know an F80 is just your plain Jane. What is it? A 5-inch ratchet or 7-inch
Yep.
ratchet?
It's a shorty. Probably 7 inches.
Standard length. And the L is, I think the L's 10 inches from center of the handle to the head.
Well, for me, 90% of the time, every ratchet I grab is a flex head. 90% of the time. And I don't care if the flex head locks or not. I just don't want it too sloppy.
If I can get away with it, I use a straight head. I have them in all different lengths. But yeah, you got to have a flex head. Like my go-to ratchet's usually a flex head. And I like the ones with the detent ball in them. I really like that. You want a locking one?
I can't believe that I lean up against my garage wall and it's not even cold.
You got the heat on?
Of course I do. It's -1 outside. I keep my furnace going in the garage all the time. I just kick it up if I'm coming out here. But I don't let it get below like 58 degrees in here.
Hmm.
That way I don't have to worry about shit freezing on me. I can store anything I want in the garage. But the garage is insulated. I have probably about like an hour 40ish value up in the area above me, the ceiling above me. There's our 19 in the walls, and then the exterior wall before the exterior sidings on it and all that. There's another big thick piece of foam. I don't remember what the R rating is on that, but and then I have insulated garage door, so it stays warm in here. It doesn't take much to heat it. I mean, my heater's running heavy today because I'm out here and it's only -1 outside. But if it was
what happens back there if, say, you've got 10, 15 cases of beer stacked up in the garage and you just forget about it? Do they all explode?
Why would they explode?
You know, when it goes down to 1 degree?
No, I said I don't let the garage go below 58. I keep the heater going all the time. I never shut it off.
Right, but what if you didn't?
What if I didn't what? Keep it on?
Yeah. What if your garage got
It would explode, yeah.
tragic? Somebody out there's got a whole garage or a basement full of just destroyed, exploded beers.
Well, I had a pop that I didn't know my daughter left in the freaking. I'm glad she put it where she did. But my daughter used my truck that night. And don't ask me why, but she took a Coke, a couple cans of Coke with her, and she put one of them down in the pocket of the door. Well, I went out to the truck this morning and the fucker was exploded.
Damn.
90% of the slush is in the pocket of the door. And I know it was hers. She says it isn't. I'm like, she goes, it was you, Dad. I'm like, no, it was a Coke Zero. I don't drink that. That's your stuff. It couldn't have been a Coke Zero. I didn't take any with me. So I went and got the can that burst open. I showed it to her. Oh, you sure you didn't grab one of my pops? I would most definitely not grab one of your pops. I do not like Coke Zero.
It's got that battery acid aftertaste, you know, like a tab.
They even make that shit anymore?
Use it for floor stripper, I think. Bathroom cleaner. Yes, it was. Gear wrench has got that push button lock too, Sergio, on the
No.
on the 120 XPs.
It's a push button, not a flip switch.
On the 120 XPs, they've got a spring-loaded push button.
Oh, so it's like the Mac Access?
Copy of the Mac Axis. The 90 tooth is a flip switch. Copy of the Matco. I think the 84 and the 90 just copied Matco.
I mean, I have locking ratchets, locking flex heads, but rarely do I lock them.
Well, I guess if you had a whole bunch of fasteners real close together in an odd spot, you'd want to lock it. But I kind of figured the whole point in having a flex. Oh, I got somebody in the guest box here. Let's see. It's Turner. Hey,
Just give
Turner.
me advanced warning. I just woke up.
Oh, I didn't know I was going to do this.
Ah, a surprise stream.
He's trying to figure out how to use StreamYard. Not that I'm a good teacher, but
You're an excellent teacher, Dave. You taught me how to use the power probe, which I used to shut a guy up at work the other day. He kept saying he'd brought a stump grinder in and kept saying that I should have changed the ignition switch. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the goddamn ignition switch. Your wiring harness is fucked. I said, the switch is the only thing on the machine that's any good anymore.
Yeah.
You wouldn't listen. Oh, it's the starter then. The starter is no good. I said, the starter's fine. You need wires, cables. Oh, no. No, it's too expensive. You change something else. I'm like, no. I ended up just mounting a button on the fucking thing for the guy and telling him, take it out of here. Only because the machine was so old.
Screen layout too, you know, right?
Huh?
You know, you can switch the screen layout too, right?
Does this one bother you?
No, I'm just saying. You know, you can do that though.
Yeah, there's different ones in here. I just haven't explored them.
Dying. I'm dying.
Background music.
I'm still fucking cold from work today.
Yeah.
Would you believe 2 of our fucking heaters went down at the shop?
our heat pump went down at the shop today too. I felt like I was working outside again.
We have a forced air heater in part of our shop that's in the back end, so it does help warm up the whole shop.
Yeah.
And then we got radiant heaters, and our two biggest radiant heater units, both of them fucking went down. Both of them, I know the igniters went to shit on them.
Yes.
So it got pretty cold in the shop.
Yeah.
It's real cold outside here. Like extremely cold. It's cold enough that they closed all the schools down.
No.
The narcissist view.
I remember they used to shut the schools down only at like -80. We'll shut the school down if you die 3 seconds after you exit the door.
Well, you're not dealing with that much cold yet, are you?
Oh no, right now we're just sitting at like -2. It hasn't been bad so far, but they're expecting it to drop again. Last week it got really nasty.
Yeah, but -2 for you. -2 for you is what, about 25 degrees?
Something like that.
Yeah, see, we're -1 Fahrenheit.
We're 31 degrees warmer, right?
And our windshield factor tomorrow is supposed to be between 18 and 20 degrees, -18 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's why they close the schools on the kids. Because we're supposed to have high winds start to come in, and we're supposed to have high winds until like 1 or 2 p.m. tomorrow. And they're supposed to start soon, actually. It might already be windy outside. It's hard to tell in my garage. Once it's closed up, you don't hear the wind rustling around out there, how heavily insulated it is. My garage door is R18 insulated door.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they call them, but all I know, the garage door installer guy said there's super seals that are around the whole damn door. I mean, you can even go to the edges of my garage door, the sides, and you don't even feel air coming through them. But the garage door should be good for the $5,000 it was.
Well, James, it looks like you bought some nice tools.
That's one tool company I don't have a damn thing from is Tecton. I've seen their stuff. I've never bought anything.
I have some. I have that little 1/4-inch drive SAE and metric set. I have a bigger 3/8. I have a 1/2-inch.
Well, I've been thinking about buying a lot of their chrome sockets and stuff. Their sets just for the house.
Yeah, don't buy their impact sockets. Their impact sockets they're just Nikos.
No, just have a good quality socket at my house.
Their impact sockets aren't actually Nikos. The ones I got aren't Nikos. They're thinner wall, a lot thinner wall.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the earlier version though. I have like the right when their 92 ratchets came out.
Yeah.
They used to sell like I have 2 deep 3/8 impact socket sets, and they're a pretty thick wall set. They look like a Sunex or a Nico.
Yeah. Like with the new Tecton ones, I don't know who's making them, but I end up going with a 6 point in I want 6 point in the impact and 12 point in the chrome, and the 6 point on the impact are the same wall thickness as your standard Craftsman chromes. So it's like why buy 2 double sets?
Yeah. Icon impact sockets are thin wall too. I found a set in the service truck, 3/8 deep SAE set, and the walls are damn thin on those things. I wouldn't trust them. Like they
Well,
just took a
aren't the
blank
chrome
socket.
sockets? Aren't the Tecton chrome sockets? Aren't they USA made?
I don't
Somebody
know.
did that, but I think they're
They're made right here in Michigan. I think that's one of the things they actually make here, right here in Michigan, is their chrome sockets.
I thought they were Taiwanese.
So
But
I think they outsource their ratchets, but I think their sockets and extensions. They make a certain amount of stuff right here in Michigan.
Yes, they do. I
But
want to
think-
say
I
they're
think the chrome
screwdrivers.
sockets- I think the chrome sockets are made here in Michigan.
I want to say their pliers. I know are Wildy or Wildy. I think their screwdrivers are also Wildy.
I've seen their chrome sockets. I don't have a problem with their chrome sockets.
No, their
No,
chrome
I've
sockets
been-
are pretty nice actually for the
I've
price.
been,
Money, they're a good quality socket.
I
If you
bought
make
my
one, you take a picture of it, you send them a picture, and they send you one out in the mail. And
I
they don't
bought
just
my
send you one in the mail; they send it next day.
yeah. I bought my first set of Tekken.
That's interesting. At
He
least,
just kicked himself out.
at least he can get back in.
Yeah. No, there he is.
He can get back into his own stream.
No, I'm actually very satisfied with the Tectons for the price. The quality is perfect, and they're
That's-
not they're not weak. They're pretty tough. They're holding up pretty dang good.
Well, that and they, if you look at the shape of them, you know they're not your standard blank like Blue Power and Gear Wrench and Pittsburgh. You know, they have that standard shape blank socket where they're all coming off the same machine. The Tectons they're shaped more like a Mac. You know, no extra material because it's plenty strong. Oh, somebody ripped off your set? Damn, Sergio, that sucks.
I just know if you break a Tecton socket or something, or any of their tools, you take a picture of it.
Yep.
They send you a new one, and they don't just send it in the mail like on the good old, when they feel like it. They send it priority.
Yeah, they stand behind their shit.
Next day shipping, it's like, I tell you, don't use to ship shit is UPS. Use the United States Postal Service. The United States Postal Service, I could send you, Frosty, I could send you a set of 3/8 drive sockets, semi-deep snap-ons for probably $12.
Yep.
18 with some insurance on them through United States Postal Service. If I went to UPS, they would want like $55, $60 for that.
Yeah. That's why I like DHL. DHL's relatively cheap.
They're everywhere too.
Well,
Yep.
UPS just got that big contract change. Really, all those drivers and everybody got big increases in pay. All the union guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's some of the reason why the freaking shipping costs so much.
Yeah.
They had to raise the price to pay the boys.
Yeah. Well, they're in the same boat as FedEx now. Like, look at FedEx's rates. They're. I don't know how they're even in business and how people actually still use FedEx.
Oh man, FedEx will rip off your package if they know what's in that box.
Yeah.
It never makes it onto the truck. It's almost like they have to wheel the stuff through the employee parking lot before it goes into the building for sorting.
It sucks to say this. I hate to say this, but who has the best delivery system in the country? In the world, probably. Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is just absolutely off the freaking hook.
Well, they do unless you get that one driver that has their buddy on the cell phone with them while they're dropping packages off, telling them which houses to stop at. It's like, hey, homie, I left it on the porch. Go now.
They leave everything in my garage, and they open the garage door, and they close the garage door.
I've been lucky so far.
I got that iKey system with my garage door opener, and I have Amazon allowed to do it. And then I get a thing frequently I get a thing showing the driver walking up to my garage door, setting the package down just inside the garage door closing as he's walking away. I mean, dude, I got thousands of dollars of tools and equipment here. And at first I'm like, I don't trust this shit. I didn't even know when I first got my new garage door opener, I didn't even know that it had that availability. And my daughter gets on her cell phone and my cell phone sets all this shit up and allows Amazon to bring the stuff in the garage and then open the garage door and then close the garage door. And I kid you not, I'm like, I go out in the garage for a minute on a Saturday or whatever, and there's no package here.
Yeah.
20 minutes. He's not good at this yet. 20 minutes later, I would go back out in the garage, or 5 minutes later even, and there's a package there. I'm like, I didn't hear the garage door open. I didn't hear it close. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did it get there? And I finally figured out. My daughter set up that My Key system that Amazon or my garage door opener offers. But they've never took a thing, never touched a thing, never attempted to take a thing. So it makes it nice, especially when the weather's shitty, to know that they've got it off the garage.
Did I fall out of my own stream?
A couple times now.
What happens if I push this button?
Then the comments show up.
Oh, I like that. Bubbles. Yeah, there we go.
How everybody else does it.
Huh?
That's how everybody else does it when they're on live streams. They click on the comments.
We're going to stay up to date with our comments and not, get an hour and a half behind. So when somebody types something, it makes sense.
Oh, a little bit kicking the fucking balls to fucking Mexicanic.
We love him. It's okay.
Yeah, every time he finally gets to it, he doesn't even understand what the hell you're fucking talking about.
Yeah, he's like,
and I'll agree with that. That's funny you said that. And
yeah, I love
Fluffy. I love Fluffy, but it's like, dude, you already totally forgot about what we were talking about 45 minutes ago. And now you're just getting the comments, and you're like, the comments are confusing him.
Yeah. He's slow on the comments, but we love him. It's okay. He gets a pass.
TJ's the worst. He'll read a comment, then he'll go on like a half-hour rant on that comment.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, like he's not even halfway through the comments and his hour's up.
No. How you doing, Ski? You want to come up here? No?
Yeah, no. If you go to the Tecton website, their sockets that they're using, they're actually from Taiwan, but they're actually they're High Five. They're the same company that makes the Gray Tools Dynamic and the Jet Tools, and
what
also the Blue Point. What
sockets are you talking about?
Tecton Chrome.
The Tecton Chromes and the Impacts are made by High Five, the same company that makes Blue Point.
And what are they making here? They're wrenches? They're laser etched wrenches?
They're wrenches, screwdrivers, picks, pry bars, and their crow's feet.
And their hammers.
The wrenching wrenches are from High Five in Taiwan, but they're stamped in Vietnam, packaged and labeled in Taiwan.
Right. The screwdrivers.
They're using premium quality manufacturers. So
right. The hard handle screwdrivers and the pliers are Wildy. I think all their screwdriver blades are Wildy.
Yeah.
Their pliers are Wildy. Their hammers are Trusty Cook. Their punches are either.
Are their hammers Trusty Cook?
Yeah. They're Trusty Cook. Their punches are not Mayhew. I think they're Wildy also. but they've got a lot of USA made stuff in the catalog. Very few Chinese parts. Very little is made in China. It's either Taiwan or USA.
Yeah.
I've liked them from the get go.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that they're using that's from Taiwan, most of it is stamped in the high five Vietnam plant and then finished and labeled and packaged in Taiwan. They're using a really good manufacturer for their stuff, actually.
Yeah, it's not Snap-on quality.
It's pretty dang close.
It's not Mac quality, but it's close. It's close enough for me.
It's better than Mac quality.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because they're the same wrenches that Jet sells. Jet is a
what Mac quality you're talking
premium
about.
brand up here in Canada.
I'm talking about
Mac now is very tricky because you got to ask your dealer: is this USA or is this freaking Taiwan?
Oh, that's
There's
true.
much shit on the Mac truck now is Taiwan, but yet there is a lot of USA manufactured Mac tools. So you got to ask your dealer: is this socket set I'm buying the USA or the Mac Taiwan?
Yeah, Cornwell's frustrating, and I love my Cornwell guy. I'll see him tomorrow. He treats me really good. He's got anything you want on that truck, but it's frustrating because aside from the few ratchets that are up on the ceiling and some of the screwdrivers, there's no Cornwell tools on there. They're all Blue Power. And some of the Blue Power stuff.
That's probably what's selling for him.
Well, it's all they can afford to put out.
Well, also know Cornwell's way behind right now because all these American manufacturers are having a hard time getting the steel product that they want.
Oh, that plus they bought the Kennedy plant. Like my toolbox came out of the Kennedy plant. They bought. Did they buy Channel Lock, or did Matco buy Channel Lock?
I think Channel Lock's still Channel Lock.
Yeah, Channel Lock.
Matco or Cornwell? I think Cornwell's pliers are Channel Lock. I know that Matco had them. Matco was selling sets of Matco Mark Channel Locks, but I think Cornwell is too.
To give you an idea where Tecton's tools fit in the global tool market, there's a letter grading. There's A+, A, B, C, D, and then it drops all the way down to a G. There's nothing in between after that.
Well, G is for Genius Tools, isn't it?
Gear wrench is D. Snap-on is rated A. There is no tool in the industry that is A+ right now. The stuff that Tecton's using is rated B+.
It's not bad stuff.
No, it's literally like it's a premium tool. It's not super high tooth count. It's not, but they're quality tools. But that's why they're able to warranty them the way they are, because they're like almost every. I'm looking at all their ratchets right now. Their new lineup of ratchets, and they're all the exact same ones that Jet are now have high five manufacturing. And you know what the funny thing is about those Jet ratchets? Guess who designed them for Jet? Snap-on. Snap-on designed them. Snap-on used to make them for Jet here in Canada.
One of their industrial companies, or Snap-on?
Snap-on.
Oh.
What wrench you talking?
Jet tools, their ratchets, their ratcheting wrenches. The ones that they still use to this day were actually engineered and designed by Snap-on.
The ratcheting wrenches or ratchets?
The ratchets.
Okay. I have a whole drawer full of Tecton ratchets. I don't mind the 1/4 inch ones, and I don't mind the 1/2 inch ones, but the 3/8 before the comfort grip, they never felt right in my hand. And I know they're strong, they're smooth, there's no back drag. I mean, they work really well, but they just never felt right. But once they come out with that nice kind of square rubber grip, I like their comfort grip ratchets.
Yeah.
I got one in each drive size in flex, and I really like them. I got no issues with them. Yeah, and they've actually got kind of a fat handle.
I think all the comfort grip ratchets I have, the size of my hand, I think the one that fits me the best, I'd have to say would be the Snap-on.
I just don't like those comfort grips because that's the thing is I'm used to when I'm tightening stuff down, I can feel what the bolt's gonna do through the wrench, like the vibration that it's making. You can tell when that bolt's about to snap. You can feel it in the ratchet. I've never liked the comfort grips. It's just like, nope.
I get it.
But you know, sometimes I wish I do have them because when it's cold outside, that steel is damn cold.
These guys make a pretty nice ratchet.
The Mako comfort grip is a little bit small. Mac comfort grip is pretty nice.
Night, Sergio. Have a good night, Sergio.
Good night, Sergio.
Love you, buddy.
We'll talk to you soon, brother. You come on next time.
Who made that one, Frosty? Who made that little adapter?
That's Nipro's ratchet.
Nipro?
Nipro's, yeah. Torque adapter ratchet.
Yeah.
Advisor, good night, brother. I'll have to come on earlier next time.
Hey, Dave, name one tool in your toolbox that's still brand new and you've never used.
Ooh.
I don't know if there's such thing.
I've got one. It's a Navistar torque adapter for the 6-liter Power Stroke engines.
I've one.
Never used that thing.
I have one I've never used. Two. There's actually two in the kit.
Yeah.
Adjustable snap-on extensions. Spring-loaded snap-on extensions. Idea sounded good. My dumbass bought them. I've never used them.
Yeah. But you had to have them, though.
Never used them. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I never, ever used them.
But you had to have them, you had to.
Yeah, because I didn't have any of those yet.
I have a set of snap-on locking extensions, and I never use them.
Give me a minute. I got to lean off the document. My doggy's up.
You haven't used the locking ones yet? You're not doing enough spark plugs.
Well, I'm actually doing a lot more spark plugs than I used to. A lot of those chippers I work on gas.
No,
but I do use the Wobble Plus quite a bit.
Yeah, for some reason, my rep told me not to buy their Wobble Plus. He said that they wear out too fast. They're wearing out too fast. He said they're great in concept, but he told me, yeah, just stick with what you have right now, because. But I need to replace my vintage ones. Mine are vintage. I don't want to lose them. Yeah. I can't replace them. I warranty them, and I'll get some strange new one. And I'm not very impressed with Snap-on's new tools. So
they're old. I'm not impressed with anybody's new tools right now.
No, the quality's going downhill on everyone. Everyone.
I mean, that's global.
Yeah.
I mean, Gear Wrench is like completely turned to shit.
Oh yes, Gear Wrench has gone to pot.
I mean, I've got some Gear Wrench stuff from a couple of years ago that's excellent, and now it all looks like SATA.
Yeah. Well, you look at where Gear Wrench started with the original Blackhawk ratcheting wrenches. Those things were solid, bulletproof, they never die, never break.
Oh, my dad still has my reversible Blackhawks. I had an SAE set, reversible Blackhawks. Went from 5/16 to 5/16 to 7/8, I think.
Yeah.
And those things will never die.
No, but the new ones, kill them just by whacking them with a hammer once.
I have a gear wrench set of reversibles that I bought from Home Depot. Like, one of the back pages of their online catalog, so they were sitting in a warehouse for years.
Yeah,
they're actually pretty good, but it was old stock. I wouldn't buy anything new.
Yeah,
I want, instead of the mountains, I want a set of those Tecton 12-point double flex head, extra long ratchet wrenches.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen those.
And it seems like Tecton's adopted, or they're getting the same ratchet wrenches that Capri was getting before with that satin finish.
They're a high five. They're not gear wrench. They're high fives.
Right. They're nice.
No, they're a quality tool. Like they're stepping up their game. Actually, a lot of the smart companies are dropping gear wrench. Like even Canadian Tire up here, they drop gear wrench. They're liquidating all their gear wrench branded stuff, and they're switching over to high five and Dynamo in Taiwan and Vietnam, because they're a better quality tool. They're more expensive. They are quite a bit more priced than gear wrench, but they're worth the extra money.
Well, what's going on with Apex Tool?
I have no idea, man.
Are they all invested in something right now, or are these dealings with Harbor Freight like killing their product lines, or what?
That's the thing that I I think it's their dealings with their dealings with like DeWalt, and they've got a deal with Stanley Black and Decker for the rationing and stuff like that. Big box stores. They're making box store quality tools, so they're like a cheap price that they can throw on sale for half price every 3 months.
Oh yeah, I think their whole 90-tooth lineup showed up at Home Depot before it showed up anywhere else.
Like that's the thing. They're going for box store and doing box store discount price tools. Like their quality's gone downhill. They're trying to make stuff so that way Home Depot can put it up. Oh look, no, normal price is $4.99, but today it's $156. The joke's on you, but it's not even worth $156.
DeWalt hand tools are going to be Stanley Black and Decker, right?
Not all of them. All their ratcheting wrenches are made by Gear Wrench. Their ratchets and stuff like that. Only the Craftsman ratchets are actually made by Stanley. Their other clone tools and stuff like that, like the DeWalt ones and stuff like that, they're made by some no-name company in China.
Yeah,
like you froze again, Frosty. Hello. I'm all alone and Frosty's frozen. I'm all alone and Frosty's frozen.
Frosty freezes up all the time.
Yeah, it's because he's always
I'm back.
wandering around. Internet's here, internet's there. No, it's kind of funny. Like Stanley Black and Decker, the only tools that are actually the only like sockets and wrenches that are made by them are only their Craftsman series. All their other brand stuff, like the DeWalt ratchet that they had, the DeWalt breaker bar, that DeWalt socket set, they're some strange like China company, some no-name China company, not even part of Stanley Black and Decker.
Yeah, I have that. I have that big DeWalt tool set. It was a Tough System 2.0 set, so it came in like a big heavy duty box.
Yeah.
And then it's got trays in it for all the sockets. I mean, it was piss poor for wrenches. So I went out and I bought DeWalt wrenches that matched the kit, and then I put something else in there, some pliers and a couple of screwdrivers, and I would carry that thing around on the snow chippers with me. I had a pretty damn complete tool.
You guys want to hear something funny? You want to know an old vintage brand that's about to make a huge comeback? Gador. Gador is going to be releasing this massive catalog, and I got this information from my Gray Tools guy, because they're going to start selling Gador tools out of the Gray tool dealerships too. They've got this massive new catalog of brand new tools made in Spain, USA, and Canada.
But Gador's a German company, isn't it?
It's a German company, but they're doing an American line.
Huh.
And he said this catalog that they got is like huge. Like Gador disappeared. Like they literally vanished off the face of the planet. So someone obviously bought them. Someone had to have bought them or something.
Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. Daddy loves you.
So what do you think?
You're answering your scan tool question for us. You got to find out why your boss wants you to buy it and what you're going to use it on.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he want you to have a bidirectional scan tool for, and what equipment does he want you to use it on? And then ask questions.
Yeah, just going out and buying a code reader is not a very good idea.
Well, I don't know if he wants to use it on any of your equipment you're working on or the trucks that he has.
Yeah, that's the problem with the equipment that we work on. We don't have that many trucks.
Well, the equipment you work on, how many of them have diagnostic ports?
All of them are few. We don't have anything with a carburetor on it anymore, except some of the old.
No idea. I'd have no idea what piece of equipment would work best with all that stuff.
Well, see, with Frost, he's doing a lot of industrial stuff. The only scan tool that's really going to work for him with the industrial stuff is going to be Texa or Cogel Gel Test, because they actually support the engines that he's working on. They do Kohler, they do all that. Snap-on don't do Kohler. Texa.
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to find out what he wants it for and ask somebody that knows that shit. Because that's out of my league. I have no idea.
Because with all my chippers,
John Deere, Caterpillar, and then we have the PSI stuff with Delphi.
You're gonna have to go Texa. You're gonna have to go with the Texa unit. I'm sorry. That's the only that's what I have to. That's the only tool I use on all my the gen sets I work on, the chippers I work on, all the industrial stuff. Because it's the only, and it's not cheap. It's not a cheap tool though. That's the thing, Frosty. That's the sad thing. But you can be financed. They'll finance you for it.
You tell your boss to buy the fucking thing.
Yeah, tell your boss to buy it.
He wants to buy it.
Yeah, well, Texas is going to be Texa or Gel Test. Those are the only two that will cover everything that you're working on at an OEM level. It's literally they're the only two options. He's getting a massage. Look at that.
All right, guys. For some odd reason, I'm beat to shit, so I got to bounce.
Because it was cold outside. The cold makes you tired, Dave.
I bored everybody off of my stream. I failed.
Well, it's late.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother.
It's 1:30 here, but I'm tired for some reason tonight.
I ain't mad at you. We'll do it again.
All right, I'll talk to you. You both have a good night.
Thanks,
Night,
Dave.
Dave. No, see, sadly, in your field, those are going to be your only two options for a bi-directional tool. Launch doesn't have anything. Snap-on doesn't have anything. No, like they're the only two brands.
Yeah, Autel doesn't have shit.
Like you literally tell your boss to contact Diesel Laptops and either get the gel test or the Texa.
We
It's the
have
only-
Diesel laptop. We have one that's down at the San Diego office.
Yeah.
So we have one of those, and then we have some kind of funky program for the PSIs for the 5.7s and the 4.3.
I'll be honest, the gel test is way better for the PSI than Texa is, but the Texa rocks the Cats and the Kohlers and the John Deeres.
Yeah.
But they're very comparable. Like they're so comparable, it's not funny. There's like the differences between them are very minuscule. But I went through every heavy duty scan tool and software out there, and no, like everything's junk compared to those two. Even the Bosch ESI, and Bosch ESI is a flagship. It whoops everyone's arse, but it gets beat out by Tex and gel test.
Damn.
But the nice thing is Diesel Laptops does finance, and when they come out with new technology, they allow you to trade in and upgrade. So it's like, oh well, we got something new coming out. You want to trade in?
Yeah, but at what cost? What are you losing?
Nothing. They just buy your old one back at like basically what you owe on it. Owe on that tool goes towards the new tool.
Right.
So, and they also and now they like the Texa now comes with comes on a tablet unit, so it's more compact. You don't have to carry a laptop with you anymore.
Nice.
And it's a really nice tablet, really nice Windows tablet, robust.
I got a backpack now.
Yeah. My tuxedo does the same thing every night. My feet get turned into dough.
Yeah, this guy does my neck and shoulders. Love him very much. He's my buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's officially snowing now.
Oh no! All the kitties have a good place to hide.
Oh, they're all in the motorhome with us.
Oh, good.
But they'll be out playing in it tomorrow. Our cats love the snow for some strange reason. We have one that actually learned how to make snowballs last year and does it now. Like last year, I taught him how to make snowballs, and so he'd go out in the snow and he'd start rolling the snow into a ball and chasing it.
Sweet.
It's kind of funny. If he does it this year, I'm going to make some videos of it because it's just hilarious. Like he literally makes snowballs.
Right.
Yeah. So unfortunately, had to send a 2019 Japan Isuzu Elf, or as they call it, a sender, to the scrapyard.
Oh no!
Well, when they shipped it, they drained all the fluids out of it, and they put straight water into the cooling system, and the shipping oil that was in it. They didn't drain the shipping oil out of it, so the whole thing froze up last week when we were down at like minus 20 and 25.
Oh,
it turned into an ice cube, and the cylinder head's cracked, the block is cracked, everything's cracked. Like literally cracked that engine apart.
Oh.
And these guys paid a fortune to get that damn thing shipped over here.
Oh yeah, you're better off fixing it here.
That's saying we can't get any parts for it. That engine does not exist here.
The Kohler?
It's not a Kohler.
Oh, it's an Isuzu.
And it's an odd Isuzu. It's like no listings for it or anything here in North America. Like it's a Japan only engine.
Yeah, I was having trouble finding parts for our old Reed's chippers, and I was looking up Cummins B3.3, which has nothing to do with the B series engine.
Yeah.
And the only way I could find them was looking up Komatsu power unit. And then bam, it would pop up. It's like, I thought it was a Cummins. Well, it is a Cummins, but it's a Komatsu. I'm like, well, which is it? They're like, well, both. Damn.
Well, that's the thing is out in China, they actually have a totally cloned Cummins engine that they use, but some of the parts are different.
Like
it says Cummins, but it's not even made by Cummins.
Well, the Russians did that with
Detroit.
Well, Detroit, and before that with Allison, right?
Yeah.
All those tanks and inline piston aircraft had they weren't even license built. They were just crude Allison's copies.
Yeah.
Whatever they could crank out. I don't know. I should go to bed pretty soon. So we got to start working on some videos. I got to boost my channel a little bit. And had we got some more participation, I wanted to talk about, create some lists here of things that we bought this year that we were happy with and things that we bought this year that we weren't so happy with.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I'm happy with is that snap-on torque wrench. It's somewhat like the gear wrench. Don't get me wrong, that gear wrench it's a nice ratchet. It's the warning alert system. Like you literally have to keep your eye on that screen.
Right.
It's so delayed. It's not funny. But no,
they're having some major issues at the ice company trying to get oil to return to one of the machines, and that system was always fucked up. But I got to go down there tomorrow night and work on it. Something I am really not looking forward to.
Time to make an electric oiler, eh? Get an electric oil pump and set up a pressure valve.
Well, they did this. I think they did these with the road in mind. Everything's right there.
Yeah. Right now, I'm researching on how I can pull all the AC and all that out of the Chevy van and replace it with electric heaters and stuff like that to get rid of it, because it's all vacuum controlled still. It's a 2001 Chevy van, but everything's vacuum controlled still. Meanwhile, if it was a gas van, if it was the gasoline engine, it all would have been electric. But because it's a diesel, they like, oh well, it's a diesel engine. Let's make everything vacuum controlled. But we have to install a vacuum pump for that, don't we? Yeah, sure. Let's add another part to fail. But no, everything's failed on it. All the vacuum solenoids have failed on it. So it's like time to just gut it all out and put an electric heater in there and pipe it all in. Do something fancy.
Do something different.
Like it's not wouldn't be that hard to install an electric heater into the actual heat box and still keep the AC system. I just remove the heater core, remove the vent baffle, and those new DC electric heaters are pretty efficient.
I bet. Man, I got to work on my truck. I'm not looking forward to that either. I got to put a set of plugs, a set of coils in it, which means the manifold has to come off. And I'm still procrastinating on the damn heater core. That's the part I want to change the least.
Yeah.
I'm not built for getting under dashes. But as much as I appreciate having the little Chevrolet to drive, I don't really like driving it.
Yeah. That's why I now am a big fan of, like, if I have to do dash work, the seat's coming out. I'm pulling the seat out. It's gone.
Yeah.
Like at the shop, I had to do some wiring last week under a dash, and like, why are you removing this seat? And I said, have you not seen how big my belly is now?
Yeah.
I'm like 6 feet tall, and I'm overweight. I'm not fitting underneath that thing.
No, if I lay down in here, I might have a chance. I guess if Fluffy can get the dash out, I can get the dash out.
I'm still trying to figure that one out.
He said he's got a video on doing one. Somebody else said you don't have to take it all the way out, and it might just be one of the hoses. But man, I don't know. I'd be suspect.
Well, the Chevy trucks, you don't have to take the dash out. Most of them, it's just the airbox cover. You got like 6 screws underneath the dash, and then there's 2 tabs you have to cut with a thin saw, and then you pull it out, and you can get to the heater core, and it's just a couple quick disconnects on the heater core line. It literally pushes in. It's only on the Jimmys and stuff like that, their little SUVs from the late 90s that you had to rip the whole entire dash out to get to that heater core. But their pickup trucks and that, it's the same as Ford. They're really not that hard to get to.
No, it's like a Fisher designed box under the hood, right? Everything's in a little box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dodge got a little crazy with theirs. I mean, they only ever needed, 2 engines. They needed the V8 and the Cummins. And they could figure everything out with those 2. All those trucks sold, that engine is too long for that truck.
Yeah.
I mean, half of it's underneath the windshield. But they sure do run good. Especially that 6.7, when it's tuned up right. I mean, that thing is a monster.
Yeah.
But let's see. Tomorrow I got my work cut out for me. Today, at the end of the day, we had a chipper there that had like a foreign object go through it. Big piece of steel. So it was my job to tear the lid off and see what was damaged, what could be salvaged, what do we have to replace. And I mean, it's an old shitty machine. When I was talking to the customer on the phone, I'm like, you got to think about replacing this thing down the road. But you guys told me a knife came loose, and all the knives are intact. What went through this machine? Did somebody toss a murder weapon in there, hoping it would get shredded? It looks like a hatchet head went through it. So I got that to contend with. I got another one where, for the life of me, I don't know how they did this, but they bent the extension on the tongue that holds the hitch receiver and the surge brake assembly. I mean, this thing actually has a mechanical brake on it, a surge brake.
Yeah.
But everything mounts to this. There's a big piece of like rectangular tubing with a 6-bolt mount on it. And somehow they tacoed the damn thing. I mean, it is bent real bad. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Am I mumbling?
That's okay. Tim in the chat was wanting to know if we've done any work on the old Ford 351 Windsors. Yep.
Tons.
Tons.
What would you like to know, brother? I've made 393s, 408s out of them. 351s, of course.
And you got the Cleveland block, which was for some reason a little bit shorter. And, but same engine, heavier because it had higher nickel count, handled more heat, and it was a 4-bolt main.
Some of them were 4-bolt main, but the outer bolts on the 4-bolters were only 3/8. And I think that adding the 4-bolt caps weakens the block because you're drilling right into the main webs.
Yeah.
The Cleveland is the same deck height as a small block Chevrolet, 9,200 or 9,250, and they have an odd main journal diameter. Windsors have 3-inch main journals. I mean, it's a massive crankshaft.
Yeah.
Forged rods, pistons, using stock crank. Nothing wrong with forged pistons.
No.
Nothing wrong with aftermarket rods. Stock crank in a Windsor depends on how high you're going to turn it. I mean, if you're going to run 8 pounds of boost and you're going to limit the RPM to around 6,500, it'd be hard to break the stock crank. They're pretty tough, especially a short crank, 3.5-inch crank. Like a 289 crank. You ever seen a broken crankshaft? Never. And it's hard to find one that the rods came out of, and they only had 5/16 bolts. Jesus, 5/16 rod bolts. 22 foot-pounds. But you don't need to spend a lot of money on a crank. 15 plus pounds of boost, get a forged crank, and go internal balance. Because all the stock ones were externally balanced.
You're thinking about putting a Chevy Turbo 400 on it. I say make your life easy and take a C6 and get it built. Because the C6 was just as tough, but it bolts right to it.
Yeah, they made a small block case. They did make a C6 with a small block bell housing.
Yeah, and you could build those things really solid. Those old C6s, they were solid. Mostly after you did a little bit of drilling and modification to them. No. Like Monster Transmissions makes a really heavy duty C6.
I had a 72 and then a 73 Lincoln Mark, the big pimp 2-door, giant coupe, 460 C6.
Yeah.
And I remember rebuilding the transmission in college. I was in community college, and I was taking all the AST classes, getting my ASC certifications down here. Jesus, that was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And I took my C6 in there. I'm going to rebuild my transmission. And I remember thinking in my head how I got this big, strong, beefy C6, and when I pulled the direct drive drum out of there, high gear only had 3 clutch plates.
No.
You take the factory pressure plate out of there, throw it in the trash, put in a thick steel plate, and you can get 5 in there.
Yeah.
Never 6. It makes high gear and reverse a lot stronger. I think there's an upgraded sprag you can get.
Yeah, they've got an upgraded sprag, and there's a couple points. I've got the diagrams for it for drilling out the valve body.
Yeah, cool thing about those old C6s is that, I mean, they had a lot of range. I think they took a little bit too much horsepower to turn for your little 302.
Yeah.
But with a 351, say in a pickup truck or something,
Yeah,
it'd be great. Make sure the stall is right. On the same token, there's nothing wrong with a turbo 400.
no. The only thing is though is you'd have to get an adapter plate for it to the Ford.
Yeah, unless you're using an aftermarket tranny.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take you guys in the garage next time I go on the stream. The Power Glide that goes in the dragster is a reed kit, and basically the bell housing on bolts. You can buy a Chrysler bell housing, a Ford bell housing,
Yeah.
A universal bell housing.
Back in the day, in the day of the Power Glides, and that almost all the transmissions had the bell housings came on, and you could easily adapt them and change them. I miss those days because, like, often I've broken the bell housing on a transmission. It's like, damn it.
I like the Vega Turbo 350s. They already had the holes drilled in the side. They had fins on the torque converter.
Yeah,
that was like a 3,000 stall converter in those things. I think they were a 10-inch. 3,000 stall in a Fox body. It's already in the car. Good. I think you're going to end up beating up a stock crank. I mean,
yeah.
And there's nobody around that really does good work anymore. And we used to have a guy out here that could clearance grind a crank, or that, before that, they used to hard chrome the fucking things. I mean, it was amazing the stuff they used to do. But, an Eagle crank is so cheap now. Eagle's making them, Scat's making them. They're just your Taiwanese forging. Calais makes a cheap crank now, a Comp Star. Howard Racing Components, if they're still around, they made a good crankshaft. We ran a Howard crank for a long time, a small block Chevy with a big block snout on it for the blower.
Yeah.
And we had a Velasco custom with a Chrysler snout. Custom gear drive. That was the weak link in the whole deal, was how thin the bottom timing gear got. You had to shave down the crank key to make everything fit. Not on there all that good. If I were to do it over again, I'd get a Jessel and put a belt drive on it. Belt drive the cam. I'd say forged crank, internally balanced.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing.
Dream cars.
Dream car. No, I don't dream of cars. I dream of trucks. And mine is an old Chevy Goliath.
A what?
Chevy Goliath.
What's
Their old cab forward. The old 1948 to 52 Chevy cab forward. The Goliaths, those big monstrous ones.
the Jeepers Creepers truck?
Yep.
Oh,
I
man.
love those things. I owned one once before and I gave it up a long time ago, and I wish I never did. I love that truck.
Oh, you'd have to do something crazy with it, like a
Are
348.
that or a mid 30s Mac, one of the mid 30 Macs.
I want a Comet.
Comment.
Yeah, dream car. Mercury's version of the Falcon, right?
Yeah. Did you guys ever have the Chevy Yeoman wagon down stateside? It was, I know it was called the Nova. It was a Nova wagon in some parts of the U.S.
We had Nova wagons, two-door Nova wagons.
Those are actually pretty slick looking wagons.
Yeah, they're pretty damn cool.
That's the thing, is if I was gonna go with a car, I don't know. My dream car is a old Ferrari GT40. That would be one of my ultimate goals. One of the old original Ferrari GT40s. Because I had the Majoretti diecast version of it, and that was I carried it in my pocket everywhere I went.
D-type Jaguar was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And they weren't built for the street; they were built for racing. But that old D-type Jag with no top, just the bubble behind your head.
Yeah,
those really bitching. Yeah, pre-E-type, the D-type.
like I wouldn't turn down if someone showed up and they had one of the European Daytonas that had the that little V8 Lamborghini engine in it. Those Dodge Daytonas from 89 to 92, those were actually pretty nice cars. My brother had one, and it was a fun little car to drive.
Yeah. God, there's so many cars to choose from.
For a classic car, Jesus, I'm not into the muscle. I'm more into Jesus for a classic car.
Gotta have everything. Buick,
I don't know. I think I'd go with the Boss
GSX.
Hog Cadillac. The Boss Hog Cadillac. That's what I'd go for.
Buick GSX Stage 2. The
Yeah.
badass Buick Grand Sport X with the Stage 2 package. They only made a couple of them.
Yeah.
4-speed, 455.
I've always wanted to take an old Chevy El Camino and put a big arse diesel engine in it, lift it up, and put it on like a 1-ton dually suspension like frame, and just diesel it out. Big stack exhausts on it. Every person that loves El Caminos would be out to kill me if I did that, but I don't care, man.
My best friend in high school, his dad had a 68 El Camino. I think he had it brand new, and it came from the factory, 327 4-speed.
Yeah.
And that's weird, having a 327 that late. But sometime in the 70s, he pulled out the 327 and put in a Nissan SD33 before they had them in the Scouts. So it was like a generator engine, Nissan turbo diesel inline 6.
Yeah.
Kind of like what do we call them? The L series. It was based on the L series. So it was based on like a 240, 260, 280. But it was a 3.3 liter inline 6. And then he eventually took the 4-speed out and he put a T5 in there so it had overdrive. And it wasn't fast, but that thing ran good, and it got 40 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
And then his mom had, and he still got the car, and we drove all over hell in that thing. I don't know how, but his mom had a 1980 perfect condition Scout diesel, 4-speed SD33. God, that thing was hard to drive. I mean, really had to get used to driving that thing because it was a gutless wonder.
Yeah.
But we drove all over hell in that thing. I'm thinking maybe I like Fords. So if I were going to have the Ford I wanted, it'd be like a Thunderbolt. That would be a good dream car.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt with a 427. Eleanor Mustang with a 427. 67, 68 fastback, 427 4-speed. A lot could be done with that car. And I'm not really a Mustang guy. I'm more of a Falcon guy, Falcon Fairlane guy.
Yeah, I've got one friend that's got a Fairlane. We ended up pulling his 390 out and took it down to Johnny Cleveland in Vancouver, and he did up one of his Cleveland signatures for it. You know, those 390s were absolute torque monsters, but they had oil issues, massive oil issues, but they were full of torque.
You could make them work.
Oh yeah,
you could make them work.
Yeah, no, well, don't know how Johnny did it, but Johnny Cleveland, hence his name Cleveland. He was world famous for making performance Ford engines, and he drilled out the oil journals. He had like his machine shop was set up just for building Ford engines. And
Well, the FE, the 390 was kind of they had
it was a
different
truck engine. It was designed to be a truck engine, low RPM, high torque.
station wagon. There was different versions of it. Like the high performance version was a completely different block. I mean, it didn't have it didn't oil through the main oil galley up by the lifters. It had an oil galley up the side that did priority main oiling. It oiled the mains and the rods first. And then there was I don't think any of them had hydraulic lifters until 66 or 67. And then those weren't the side oilers. Those were a standard passenger car block with big bores. But all the racy 427s had a specific block with a redesigned oiling system. I like that, James. I like that. A B210.
Oh, that's B210 hatchback. Yep. Those are rare cars too, and they were unique. That there's such a huge fan base on those cars on them.
Oh, some of those things are just iconic.
Yeah.
Some of them were damn pretty.
I've seen people turn them into mid rears.
Yeah.
Put the engine in the back and the hatch there. I've seen all kinds of weird things with those things.
My buddy Steve, he had a BRE Datsun, a real Brock Racing Datsun. Originally, I guess it was an L16 4-speed, real Trans Am car. Wasn't a Boss 302. It wasn't an AAR Cuda. It was a Datsun.
Yeah.
But it was a race car and a real one.
Well, those Datsuns, do you know what they look like? They look like someone took the front clip off a Camaro, the rear end off a Dart, and squished it. That's what it looked like. They were actually really cool looking. They had nice lines, really good design.
That was a great little car.
No, they got the nickname the Honeybee. But no, they're really nice, really cool looking little cars. Like it literally looks like someone took an American performance car and squished it.
Right. We had a Datsun Roadster for a little bit. I don't remember why we sold it, but it was a pushrod 1600.
Mm.
And then I think they made a 2-liter version also, and they used to put those engines in forklifts.
Yeah.
But pre-Z car, little Datsun Fairlady Roadster. That thing was neat. It was a shit box, but it was neat. It wasn't what I would call a beautiful car, you know. What was the little Toyota? There was a badass. It was a 2000 GT.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh,
Gorgeous little Toyota coupe that had a little mini Jag engine. You know, had the badass overhead cam 6 and
you're talking about the GT 2000s.
yeah, the GT 2000s.
They look like a cross between the Mercedes Gullwing, Mercedes Gullwing, Jaguar, and Corvette squished together.
Right.
A really long, friggin'
Gorgeous
stupid nose. Those things were cool.
Yeah.
Those were cool. Good luck trying to find one, though. Jesus.
I don't think they made very many. They only made a couple.
It's a car that they could remake as a retro car, and it would probably make huge money.
Oh,
They could easily keep the exact same body design, same design, not change a thing on it. It would fit in with today's body styles.
Oh, they just have to make a mold and make them out of fiberglass.
Yeah. Like the body lines, those classic body lines that they had back then would match every new car that's out right now.
Spoiler.
Nope. Where'd Frosty go? No, there he is.
What about a Cyclone spoiler, Boss 429? NASCAR Cyclone. Didn't those things go 200 miles an hour at Daytona? Big 3,500-pound yacht going 200 miles an hour. Okay, I'll be right behind you.
Oh, you know that's the truth, Tim. New cars are way too expensive, but everything's too expensive.
Oh, my boss got 2 of those Challengers. He's got a Scat Pack shaker, and then he's got that Demon Red Eye. He had a hell of a time getting that thing registered. It comes with a black key and a red key, and if you drive it with the black key, it's like 500 horsepower. You know, it's got a rev limiter and stuff. If you put the red key in it, it's got like 800 horsepower.
Yeah.
But the green one, the old Skypack, I mean, it's not electronically limited. It's more fun to drive.
Yeah.
But he fucked up, and they're both automatics. I think if he would have got the green one, should have had a 6-speed. The blown car needs an automatic. I get that, but you know the other one, I would have got a 6-speed. But then you think about it. That thing weighs 4,200 pounds or something like that. So those Hemis are making a lot of power if they're moving those big old heavy Chryslers around.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive, and we're not going to be able to get them. I mean, it's hard to even order a car now.
Yep.
They don't have anything to sell on the lot. Nothing you would want anyway.
I don't know the new Chevy 5500s. I don't know. Or that new Ford 600. God, starting price $80,000 for a base model. Jesus.
Yeah, no bed, just a cab. Chassis.
Where Chevy, on the other hand, with their version of it, the 4500 and the 5500, they start at 40 grand. With, I think, a better power plant. I think the Duramax is way better than the Power Stroke. Far better, far superior.
Apples and oranges.
Because the thing with with the Duramax, it's the same engine. They just keep improving on it. Where Ford, they've had to re-engineer a new engine like every 5 years, and now they finally got it right. Now it's going to take them at least another 6 years to catch up to the Duramax. But they'll get there. They'll get there.
Packaging, I mean, right? The thing's going to be huge. You know what's crazy? I had a 2003 old police car, Crown Victoria. I got to looking at that thing one day, taking some measurements under the hood. And the 281, the 4.6 liter V8 in that car, is physically larger than a 460. Not as heavy, but I mean, like, 460 would drop right in there.
Yep. It's all the extra crap they piled on the side of them. It's like you look at the Ford 6 liter and the Ford 7.3 diesels. The 6 liter is a small block, like extremely small compared to the 7.3 Power Stroke. But the Power Stroke looks smaller than the 6 liter because it doesn't have a whole bunch of stupid stuff tied onto it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does it have a real gear housing? A real accessory drive, like a power takeoff? That's the thing.
It's actually kind of funny. Like Tim here said, Mustang's got a base of 25 to 30,000. It's actually kind of funny. A brand new Corvette is cheaper than a base model pickup truck. Like a midline model sports car, you can pick up cheaper. Like it used to be the other way around. The pickup truck was the cheap thing, and the sports car was expensive.
They've got super trucks. They got a Shelby pickup truck.
I remember you go get a brand new pickup truck with all the bells and whistles for like $15,000 to $16,000, but the Corvette was $20,000 to $30,000. Now it's the other way around.
That's the other way around, yeah. I wouldn't want a Corvette.
Well, I don't think we'd fit in one.
No,
It'd be so uncomfortable.
this is true.
Right. I hate taking the customers' cars for a test drive because my knees are on the steering wheel, my belly's on the steering wheel, my head's on the roof.
I don't want to leave a greasy palm print in there where and then have them browbeat me like a child afterward, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. About a motorcycle. Are you into motorcycles, Tim? Turner, are you into bikes?
Motorcycles, the V60 Magnum Honda,
That was a good bike.
best sports bike ever made, and at the time it was the fastest, most powerful. The old 1500 series of the Gullwings, those were nice.
I remember those, the GL 1500.
The 1500s, yeah, not the 1300. 1300s were kind of a 1500s were nice. The original Victories were nice. They were good bikes. The original ones, the ones that came from the UK, not the Chinese ones.
Well, the Polaris.
Never been a fan of Harleys. Never been a fan of Harleys. I've worked on a lot of Harleys, and I've never been a fan of them.
It's something either you love them or you hate them.
I've never ridden a crotch rocket, so I wouldn't know anything about those dirt bikes. The old CB300. Those old CB300s were pretty good.
Old CB750 was a damn fine bike. My brother's a Suzuki guy.
Yeah.
Well, probably about time for bed.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, the sun's starting to come out. The sun's starting to come out, Frosty. You can see it in the back.
Is that the sun?
Yeah, it's starting to come up.
I don't think so. I think that's a street light that got brighter.
Yeah.
It's about 11 o'clock here.
Yeah.
Good night. Anybody else that's still watching? Good night, Turner.
Nighty night.
Thank you for a successful first stream. Have a good one.
Have a good night, Tim, and everyone else.